Hello, my name is Terry Link, and I'm the Product Manager for Guideline Essentials, a suite of tools for implementing AORN guidelines for perioperative practice. Before we get started with the live demo, I'd like to give a little bit of background. The Guideline Implementation Tools was chosen as one of the members' initiatives as a result of a membership assessment at the annual conference in 2014. A task force was formed to explore and create a list of tools. And this list of tools consisted of tools currently in place and tools that would need to be developed. So the new suite of tools was designed to help nurses understand and quickly follow AORN's evidence-based guidelines. It includes step-by-step instructional guides and how-to videos. There are also implementation roadmaps designed to put AORN's research into practice. There's a gap analysis tool to assess areas in which your facility may not be compliant, and along with that, an audit tool for individual compliance. We have ready-to-use templates to develop policy and procedure and competencies for your staff, and case studies with real-world examples. We also have a link to informational webinars that were developed with each publication of the guideline, and along with that, a customizable PowerPoint presentation providing overviews of the guidelines. We also have a link to the clinical FAQs, which are answers to popular guideline questions, and then key takeaways, which is a simple list of what you and your staff should know about each guideline. Now I'd like to get started with the live demonstration. This is the landing page for surgical attire, the first guideline essential that was developed. You can see underneath the title of surgical attire there are two tabs. One of them is the Guideline Essentials, which is all of the guideline implementation tools. And you can see all the boxes below that. There are 10 of them, and each one of these contains one of the guideline implementation tools. So you can scroll all the way to the bottom. If you have this app on an iPad or on another kind of tablet on your phone, it will look a little different. You'll either have two or even one single box that you scroll down. And if you don't like to scroll, you can go to the arrow that's on the left-hand bottom, and it will take you back up to the top. And you can also see a Jump To section that lists all of the different tools. So you can go right to the tool that you want. And also, we'll go back up to the top, and you can download all of these tools. There's a Download All button that will download a zip file with all the documents that you can share with your staff or others. Now I'd like to take a look at the key feature, which is the Guideline at a Glance, and that is the green box. And also the How-To video tab is linked to the same Guideline at a Glance. The Guideline at a Glance is like a Reader's Digest or an abbreviated version of the guideline. And it's divided up into sections or segments. And you can see as we scroll down, donning surgical attire, cover apparel, jewelry. All of these are different sections of the guideline for surgical attire. Now some of these pictures are active videos that demonstrate that particular area. We'll go up and take a look at the one for jewelry. It's a short little video. And you can see the line jewelry contain or confine all of your jewelry. There's also in the gray box that starred the reason why you should follow that guideline. And the example here is wearing jewelry has been found to increase bacterial counts on skin. This also has a Jump To section, so you can look to see what is all included in this Guideline at a Glance and go right to that section. For instance, shoes. It will take you right to shoes. And you can also download this as a PDF to be printed. You can post this above your scrub sinks on a bulletin board. You can turn it into a brochure that you can hand to new staff as they come into the operating room, explaining to them this is what we follow for surgical attire in our OR. And you can make a poster out of it if you like. Then we'll go back to the Guideline Essentials and take a look at a couple more of the tools. Let's take a look at case studies. Now, they're real-life examples that emphasize the importance of following the guideline. So this case study, the first one you'll see is home laundering of surgical attire. And they usually start with a question, could I be exposing my patients to pathogens by laundering my scrub clothes at home? So this is a discussion question. And then you have a summary of the case study. And this is an example here of a CRNA who was laundering her scrub attire at home, and they attributed a surgical site infection to the same organism that was cultured from her laundry facilities. And the takeaway here, and there'll be a takeaway with each of the case studies, is home laundry and scrub attire presents the possibility of bringing contaminants from the home into the healthcare environment and potentially putting patients at risk. Likewise, there is the potential to transport pathogens from scrub attire into the home or community by bringing scrub clothes home for laundering. And we have another one following this. There'll usually be 1 to 3 case studies offered. This one's on improper use of face masks. So let's go back and we'll take another look at another one of the tools. Let's take a look at the Audit Tool. The Audit Tool is developed to audit whether your staff is compliant with the guideline. And so you can see one of the first items here is personal clothing is contained within the scrub attire. And there's a yes, no, or you can put comments or the action. There also is, as I mentioned earlier, the gap analysis tool. And that's a tool to use to assess where the gaps are in your facility. And if we go back to the boxes, we can take a look again at another one of the tools. Let's take a look at key takeaways. Now this is a list of the key takeaways for this particular guideline, and they may be what's new about the guideline. And it's usually 1 page, maybe 2 pages. Okay, now I want to talk just a little bit about the ebook. The ebook is the only way that you can access the Guideline Essentials currently, the ebook and the e-subscription. In the ebook, this is a slide that shows you a picture of the front page of the ebook. And then there's also, it will go inside the pages, and at the start of each of the chapters that have a Guideline Essential will be an active button. And that's on the next slide. You can see up there at the button at the top, it's Guideline Essentials. This is a slide, it's not a live demo, but you would click on that and that would take you to that landing page, the first page that I showed you earlier. With the e-subscription, which is the next slide, it looks a little bit different. There's it's just a text up there that says click here to access Guideline Essentials. So the advantages of having an electronic version of the ebook or the e-subscription are that as each new guideline is published throughout the year, these books in the e-subscription update. Whereas the book, like the 2015 book that will include all of the 2015, the new guidelines, will only come out once a year, January 1st. So the new ones that will be coming out in the next few months that you'll have access to as they are, right away as they're published will be radiation safety. There's one on moderate sedation, flexible endoscopes, and thermoregulation. If you have any other questions about the ebook, purchase of it, or the e-subscription, you can contact someone through our customer service at 303-755-6300, or you can go to the aorn.org pages, and under publications you'll be able to find information. Thank you.